Hey guys, so it's the end of April in 2025 and I'm here in the city centre of Tirana, the capital city of Albania. I want to just show you around today the city centre streets so you can get a feel for the vibe, give you some information about the prices here as well, and tell you a couple of things to see and do, and just so you get a feel really for the streets here and the city vibe, see what it's like before you come here. So Tirana, I mean, it's a big city. There's a population of about 550,000 people here. And in the country of Albania, there's a population of about 2 million people, more or less, here in Albania. But you've got about 2 million Albanian people that are working abroad in countries like Greece and Italy and Spain. A lot of people just go abroad to work for a while. And yeah, just for job opportunities abroad and that type of thing, really. They can send to families as well if they go and work abroad for higher salaries. But Tirana's a city that's really booming for tourists. A lot of tourists are coming here. I noticed there's currency exchanges all over the city. There's a lot of hotels around the city here. And this is the neighborhood where I stay, actually, near to here. So this is my favorite area of Tirana, actually. I love this area here. There's lots of nice shops in this area selling all the copies, and there's some really nice cafes and restaurants that I've found in this area as well. So for a coffee you pay about €2, it's 200 lek. So just to explain, 100 Albanian lek is €1. For a small beer, 330 centilitre beer, you're going to pay about 250 Albanian lek in this area of town. This area of town is much cheaper than an area called Block. Block is the area with all the nightclubs and the trendy bars and all the nightlife going on in Block. But Block is very expensive, very expensive. I went in the bars the other day and a beer ranges from €5 to €8 for a half litre of beer, for a pint of beer. So Block is expensive. And some of them were selling cocktails for €10, €12, €15. I was really surprised by how expensive it is in Block area. But I think most of the tourists are going to be staying in Block area because most of the restaurants are there, most of the bars are there. But I chose this area here. It's city centre, but it's like uptown. You go up the hill to get here. In terms of prices for food, the other day I had a salmon club sandwich and it cost me just less than €9 actually in the city centre in Block area. In terms of going to restaurants here, you can get very good value for money in this area here where I am now. I had a lovely seafood pasta and it cost me €8, absolutely delicious. So I recommend you find the seafood restaurant. Just turn left, near to where the Allure Hotel is where I stay. You just turn left. And there's a fantastic seafood restaurant there. It begins with an F. I've forgotten the name now, sorry guys. But it's really fantastic there for seafood. I was eating octopus there, I was eating calamari there as well. Now here, on this street here, you turn right. And when you turn right down here, you get to the city centre, you get to Skanderberg Square, which is the main square of the city centre. In the main square, you have a museum, a fantastic bunker museum called Bunk Art 2, because there's 175,000 bunkers here in Albania. And the president from before, and Hoxha, they're responsible for building all of these nuclear bunkers just to protect against a nuclear attack that never actually happened. But it is definitely interesting to go there and visit that museum in the Skanderberg Square. This is my favorite street here in Tirana. I love the trees up and down this street. It's a really beautiful street. I like the pavements, the colors of the pavement here, and the vibe is really lovely. The vibe is really lovely up here as well. The name of this street is Durrës Street. Changing it to English, it's Durrës Street. So definitely visit this street, guys, if you want to do some shopping. I found some fantastic shops up and down here. Hello, hey. And I bought some really nice jeans down here, 3 pairs of jeans here yesterday. Some of the shops asked for like €85 for the jeans, some asked for €50, some asked for €40. and after some negotiation I got the jeans for €35 for each pair. So that's not a bad price, similar to what you pay in Poland really for jeans. So to get here, I got a flight here from Krakow in Poland. There are flights going here from all the main cities in Poland, like Warsaw, Krakow, Lublin, from the main cities in Poland here. And the flight takes 1 hour 50 minutes with Ryanair to get here from Poland. But there was a tailwind and it only took me 1 hour and 30 minutes to get here actually to Tirana International Airport. In terms of taxis, the taxis parked at the airport are kind of expensive. Download some taxi apps, get the numbers of some taxi companies, and I believe there's some good taxi companies like Yo Taxi, YOOO Taxi. They'll take you to the city centre for the airport for €16. There is Sky Taxi, they do it for €12 to the city centre. There's another taxi company called City Taxi. I believe they're about 10 or 12 euros to the city centre. So what you need to do is send a WhatsApp to the different taxi companies and check the prices before you arrive. The 3 companies I mentioned, I found them to be decent enough. There's another company called Lux Taxi that you can use as well. They tend to be very popular here. So another thing to do when you're here in Tirana is you want to get the cable car up to the top of the mountain. A lot of people go on the cable car. That's near to the Bunk Art 1 museum. There's 2 different museums, Bunk Art 1 and Bunk Art 2. So you definitely need to get on that cable car, get to the top of the mountain and get the views. And also when you go to Skanderberg Square, you'll get lovely views of the mountain there. It's quite unique because it's a square with mountain views. So this street's so beautiful, it could almost be like Paris or Amsterdam or that type of thing. It's so beautiful. It's definitely the best area of town. And there's a place I really like further down this street next to Hotel Colosseum. And it is so beautiful with the fountains, and it's the most lovely place to have a coffee. It's called the Colosseum. As you can see on the left side there's some kind of dumpy buildings around as well, older buildings, combined with some really beautiful buildings. So I'd say that Tirana is a city of contrast really. Opposite my hotel there is a building and it's an absolute dump. Honestly, it's like a building in Afghanistan after the war. It's like a building, you know, like in a war zone or something. I've never seen anything like it in my whole life, honestly. It's absolutely shocking to look at. It's definitely a city of contrast. Some very beautiful architecture, some very beautiful areas of town, and some dumpy areas of town. It's a city of contrast really here in Tirana. One thing to be aware of here in Tirana is cigarette smoke. I'm asthmatic, for example, and today I've had some problems with my breathing because everybody is smoking here. Everybody smokes here in Tirana in Albania. I have to tell you that they smoke inside the restaurant as well. It's not just outside, they're smoking inside the restaurant too. And it is an issue for me that they smoke inside, but it's not part of the European Union. This is not part of the European Union, and that's the reason they're allowed to smoke inside. European Union law states that you're not allowed to smoke inside restaurants or bars, but you can here in Albania. And one thing is, if you're a smoker, you can bring your cigarettes back as well, because it's so cheap to buy cigarettes here in Albania. It's less than €30 for 200 cigarettes here, so it's an absolute bargain if you want to buy your cigarettes and bring them home. Here in Albania, they have a national drink called rakaya, like Reiki, and that's what they're drinking. And basically they'll give you a shot of that after your meal in the restaurant sometimes. It is quite strong, so watch out. But that's the main drink here in Albania. Now you see lots of Albanian flags around. The people are very proud of their country here after all the invasions and after the country was split into different pieces. And if you remember, in the past, Kosovo was also part of Albania. Parts of Montenegro were part of Albania as well. So the country's kind of been divided up. And what they have left now is that beautiful coastline with fantastic beaches. So I've just been, you see on my other guided tours that I've just been down in Durrës, I've been in Golem, I've been in Shkumbie Kavajes, and the beach resorts on the coast, which are about 37 kilometers away from here. It's going to take you about 35 minutes maybe in a taxi to get there. And I recommend you go to the coastline. The coastline is much, much nicer than the city. They have fantastic beach resorts down there, and the prices are 1/3 cheaper. When you go to Durrës, you go to Shkumbie Kavajes and Golem, the prices in all the restaurants and the drinks prices as well of the beer and the wine, it's 1/3 cheaper minimum than here in Tirana. Parts of Tirana, like Block, can be very, very expensive. I do warn you, certain areas can be very expensive here. So the weather, it's about 18 degrees today and sunny. It's just absolutely perfect today. I'm here at the end of April, so it's a lovely time of the year to be here. In terms of coffee shops, Muliri is one of the best in the whole of town. Fantastic coffee. It's a wonderful place here for coffee, Tirana, honestly. They've got Cafe Pascucci, which is the Italian one. That's one of the favorites here. They just have it everywhere in town, Cafe Pascucci. And Muliri, hello. And Muliri, the coffee company there, absolutely fantastic for coffee, Muliri. But they don't have, like, I've not found any Starbucks here. There's no Cafe Nero here. There's no Costa Coffee here, nothing like that. But look at these coffee shops. Maybe they're even better. Look at that. There's a big coffee culture here in Tirana. People love hanging out at coffee shops, watching the people go by. It's lovely, lovely. Here I found that there's less pubs and nightlife here than other cities in Europe. You know, when I go to other countries, I've definitely seen better nightlife than I've seen down here, to be honest with you. But here, yeah, there's a few nightclubs in Block. I've seen about 4 or 5 nightclubs down there in Block. But you have to pay an entry fee to go into those nightclubs. And I'm here on weekdays anyway, so the nightlife's more been like low-key, really. There was some bars in Block that were busy, but they were all trendy. One of the bars I went into, he asked me for 800 lek, which is €8 for a beer. So that's kind of expensive for Albania. You don't pay that in Albania. In Albania, for a beer, you should pay about €3. That's a reasonable price. Check the menu before you order any food or drinks very carefully. Don't pay prices like €8 for a beer. That's too much. That's kind of like, it's either a tourist trap or it's for very, very rich locals. So they grow all of their own fruit and veg here in Albania. They're self-sufficient in terms of fruit and veg, so it's all from this country. This is all local. Looks nice. The apples look a bit rough, but in general it looks nice. Yeah, I've not seen many chains around here, really. I've not seen, like, you know, there's a lot of individual coffee shops here and individual businesses here, which is fantastic, really. Nice small businesses around. You have all of these shops selling all the copies, like the t-shirts here. They're asking for €6 for each t-shirt in this one. And there's one there selling all the designer watches. So getting here from Britain, you're looking at about 3.5 hours flight from London, Birmingham or Manchester. You can't fly here from Liverpool, my city, yet, unfortunately. And when you're here, make sure you get your hair cut when you come here. There's these barber shops all over town. They're very good value for money indeed. It's €5 to get your haircut here. And they are good quality barber shops here in Tirana as well. Some things are more expensive in Tirana than in Poland, for example, but some things are cheaper. And certainly for a haircut, I mean, €5 is an absolute bargain. In Poland, to get your haircut as a man, it's very, very expensive. In Poland, it's more than England to get your haircut. It cost me €20 to get my haircut there in Krakow in Poland. Some salons, posh barber shops, they charge €25, €30. but it's very expensive in Poland now to get your haircut because the inflation is high. Certainly the best bargain you're going to get here is getting your haircut when you visit here. So the local beer, the one I like best is the Kochor beer. Like I say, you get a 330 centilitre bottle for €2.50 if you get a decent deal in this area of town here. But when you go into Block, obviously they would charge you like €5 for that same beer. They charge you a lot more money. But I find that Albanian beers are a lot cheaper than international beers. It's much cheaper to buy an Albanian beer than to buy an international beer. There was other beers like Stella Artois and Heineken and different ones on offer like Corona, but the prices were much more expensive. And when you buy local wine from Albania, it's cheaper than the international wines. The wines that are good value tend to be Albanian wines or Italian wines here. And you must try the wine. I mean, obviously I'm English, so I'm a beer drinker generally. But when I'm here, I've had the red wine here and the white wine, and it's absolutely delicious. The wine here is very fruity and tasty and very good value for money. In most places here in this neighborhood here where I am now, you can buy a glass of wine, 250 centilitre glass of wine for €3 in the majority of places here. So here we've got the Rolex watches, the copies of the Rolex ones. That looks nice, that blue one does look nice. So I guess these are imported from Turkey probably. Turkey tends to have good watches and clothing in terms of copies. Let's have a look inside. You can buy the designer sunglasses here as well. It's always nice to look at the shopping. Oh, okay. So next door they're doing perfume for €7 for the perfume there. 700 lek, which is €7. And in there they have all the designer polo t-shirts you can see in the middle there. They're the Gucci ones. They're for sale at €35. So it's different, you know, when you, in terms of buying copies here and everything like that, it's not cheap like it is in Turkey and Bulgaria. It's overpriced, it's kind of expensive. There's another shop down the road and he was offering me some copies down there, but they were like €50 for the t-shirts were €50. He was offering me jeans for €85. So you can negotiate on the price as well. There's always room for negotiation to get yourself a discount there. There's Bar Arena across on the corner. They show all the football games from every country. They've got big, massive screens. Bar Arena is a really good place to watch the football. I was watching the football there last night. It was Aston Villa against Manchester City on there last night. And they also had Barcelona playing last night as well, because Barcelona are competing for the title now. They're top of the league. So that was a good night last night. But yeah, in terms of copies, the copies are overpriced here. Don't expect it to be cheap like Turkey. They probably buy them in Turkey and import them to here, probably. So things to watch out for, scams to watch out for and everything else. Be careful with just like changing money with people on the street. If there's a stranger on the street that wants to change money with you, you first arrive, the currency exchange is closed, you meet somebody outside and they want to help you change your money and everything. The taxi driver was telling me about a money exchange scam where they basically take a zero off when they give you the money. So for example, instead of giving you like 2,000 you give €20, and instead of giving you 2,000 you get given 200, and that's how the scam works. So they just take a zero off. So be careful if you're changing money with people, be careful that they're giving you the correct amount of money. In the currency exchange shops here as well, check the rate, they all vary. Some of them are offering you 95 to the euro, other ones are offering you 98.7 to the euro. The rate is just totally different at every different currency exchange. So you need to compare rates at 5 or 6 different currency exchanges before you change your money, and you will save yourself a fortune. Now, in terms of hotels and accommodation, You need to be very careful. If you order an Airbnb here, there's some very, very rundown areas, and you have to be very careful with Airbnb here in this city in Tirana. I'm staying in a hotel, and it turns out I didn't realize the rooms look nice online, but it's down a very dark alleyway, and there's a building that's just destroyed opposite my hotel, and it's absolutely brutal. You wouldn't believe if I show you the pictures. The view from my window is brutal, and that hotel cost me just less than £40 a night. So hotels are overpriced here. Right now in April, I looked at the prices, maybe the summer's even more, but hotels are overpriced here in my opinion. That's just one criticism. Airbnb seems to be reasonable, but then it's very risky because there's a lot of dumpy old buildings. On the photos it looks nice, but when you get there you get disappointed. And I've met many travelers that are in that situation where they've been to an Airbnb and they've been so disappointed, and the cleanliness standards of an Airbnb are not the same as the cleanliness standards of a hotel. A hotel does a factory clean of your room. They will clean your room for 20 minutes or so or longer, but an Airbnb, they just give it a quick clean over. In terms of things like sun cream and all that, bring your own sun cream with you on holiday here, because sun cream tends to be very expensive. You find that sun cream can be 25 or 30 euros, for example, for one sun cream here in Albania. It's just the tourists that buy the sun cream. The locals don't use sun cream, so they highly inflate the prices here of sun cream. Just a tip really to save you some money on that. In terms of getting a hotel bargain, go on a website called Kayak, and it compares all the different hotels, prices from all the different hotel websites. You'll get yourself a bargain by going on a comparison site like Hotels Combined or Kayak or that type of thing. In terms of comparing flights, you can go on a website called Skyscanner. Skyscanner compares all the different airline websites, and you can also get a bargain by going on to Skyscanner. When you're using buses here, the buses tend to be very old and very poor quality, but they are much, much cheaper than taxis here. Taxis are very expensive here, but when you use buses here, be careful of your pockets in case of the gypsies. I mean, there are some gypsies around here, and I've been told in areas, for example, I was in Durrës, there's a lot of gypsies in Durrës. Be careful with your pockets and pickpockets on buses and tight, very busy buses and that type of thing. That's something to be careful of. I've not seen any problems here at all with violent crime or anything like that. No problems at all like that, and it doesn't feel rough. It doesn't feel rough here at all. It feels very safe in this area of town. I was walking home from the pub the other night. Some guy stopped me in the street and offered to sell me some cocaine. That's just one thing that happened walking home. They kind of followed me really and tried to sell and tried to ask for money, but it was no issue. I told them I was not interested. I just walked away, and that was just near to Skanderberg Square, about 12 o'clock at night. But you know, it's no issue. That happens in every big city in Europe. That happens in Barcelona all the time. That happens in Krakow, where I live, sometimes from time to time. It'll happen anywhere you go. In terms of stray dogs, you do get some stray dogs around, but not so many here in Tirana like you get in Durrës. In Durrës, there's a lot of stray dogs walking around the streets. And I met an American lady. Her dog got bitten by the stray dog. There was some confusion about some food that she put on the floor for the dog, and her dog ate it, and the other dog wanted it, and the other dog the stray dog bit her dog. So stray dogs, they tend to be quite friendly here. They tend to be quite gentle. I've not seen any problems at all. They seem quite timid, really. I've not seen any problems at all. I think it was just a misunderstanding that happened, the situation with the American lady there. So this is probably my favorite place for taking a coffee or a wine in the afternoon. This is called Colosseum. It's below the Hotel Colosseum, so it's easy to find. Look at that beautiful terrace. So you can try a pool soup when you're here. That's from Albania. They have big Albanian grills with all the different types of meat on the grill. And of course, the seafood is absolutely delicious here. They have fantastic octopus, really lovely calamari. They have really lovely fish like sea bass here, and dorada. I ate some dorada fish yesterday as well. I go every day to the seafood restaurant on the street behind here. Really fantastic food. Yeah, actually the best thing about my holiday here is the food. The food has been exceptional. Really good food. I love this fountain here. Really, really relaxing. Lovely place to sit in the day. So to get to Tirana Airport, well, there's all the budget airlines flying in, like Wizz Air, Ryanair. Those airlines all fly in. EasyJet. You've got some national carriers flying in, like Turkish Airlines are flying in. British Airways are flying in as well. But if you're going to the south of the country, consider flying to Corfu and just jump the hourly ferry across from Corfu to Saranda, and then you're in Saranda or Samil. It's much, much easier because this is a long, long way away from Samil. It's going to take you about 4 hours, 4.5 hours drive to drive here to Samil. One of my friends, actually, Brendan, he's going to Samil next month with his mate. And he said to me, yeah, he's flying into Tirana, so they're going to have to get a taxi. And a taxi costs 170 euros from Tirana Airport to get to Saranda. Saranda is very, very beautiful. Saranda's in the south of the country, near to Greece. It's just across from Corfu. And near to Saranda, you have Samil, begins with a K. And Samil has the best beaches in the whole of Albania and some of the best beaches in the whole of Europe. So you must go to Samil, guys, for a holiday and try Samil. So the language here is Albanian language. It's a very, very unique language. So I don't think you're going to pick up much Albanian, to be honest. It's very, very difficult, this language. It's very unique. It doesn't relate to other languages. So I find it really, really difficult. Even to say hello or thank you, it's very, very difficult to do in this Albanian language. It's very, very difficult. So see the yellow cabs there? The yellow cabs there are more expensive. They're the most expensive cabs. If you want cheaper cabs, use electric cabs. But taxis here are very expensive here in Tirana. A small taxi ride can cost you 8 or 10 euros for a very, very small taxi ride. And other taxi journeys can cost you a lot more than that as well. In terms of changing your money here, they don't ask for ID or anything. There's no ID checks or anything. I just brought my money in, pounds and euros, and I changed my money. There was no ID checks at all, nothing. Just really easy to change your money. When you're in European Union, you have to show your passport or photo ID to change your money, or they will not change your money to reduce criminality. In terms of the language here, the majority of people here speak English. Most people here do speak English, so that's something to be aware of. It's great when you come here on holiday and you go to a place where you can speak English everywhere. The second most spoken language here is Greek language. The majority of people here speak Greek language. And then the third most spoken language here is Italian language. So most of the shops up and down here, there's all these different airline companies up and down here and travel shops selling flights to Britain, selling flights to other countries. There's lots of money exchange shops here everywhere. Some of the money exchange shops are operated by various gangs here. And be careful which ones you use. Use ones that offer you good rates and everything, you know, compare your money, compare your prices and everything like that. In terms of drinking, you can drink alcohol everywhere here. Every different place serves alcohol here. In the country, it's a mix of all different religions really together, and everyone gets on well together. So the majority of people are Sunni Islamic here. The ice cream is quite nice here as well. I had an ice cream earlier on today. It cost me €3 for 2 scoops of ice cream. And yeah, it was quite nice. I really enjoyed it. %10 of the population are Christian here as well. And you find the majority of people living here are Albanian people. It's less cosmopolitan than cities like London, for example, Although it's a capital, the majority of people here are Albanian, so you really feel the Albanian culture here. Albania has been a free country since 1991. Basically, before that it was a communist country, and it broke free in 1991, and ever since then it has grown and grown as a country. Tourism has grown as well. People have had their freedom. It's vastly improved. The waiter said to me the other day, basically people, they had no knowledge of real life back then. They were just told things by the government. They believed what they were told. They actually believed that they were one of the richest country in the world, but at that point they were as poor as Somalia. That's what he told me. So but they actually believed that they were one of the richest countries in the world because they didn't associate with other countries. They'd not traveled to other countries, and they just didn't know. And the government were telling them lies back then. That's what the waiter told me when I was down there in Durrës. A lot of people do a trip down to Gjirokastra. If you go to the south of the country, that's a World Heritage Site. It's one of the most beautiful cities in the country. It's an ancient city with all the cobbled streets and everything. So maybe try a trip down there to Gjirokastra as well. The left side we have the Picasso restaurant. Let's have a look and see. Looks very nice indeed. There's a lot of restaurants here to choose from. The food here is very similar to Italian food, so they do very good pizza. They do very nice pasta dishes here as well. The pasta dishes are very high quality, and yeah, so certainly try the seafood pizza here, and it will cost you about €10, and the seafood pizza is absolutely delicious, really delicious. And my favorite dish here is the seafood pasta. But in all these restaurants, you can get a sea bass, a sea bass or a sea bream for around €12, which is very good value with potatoes. So try the fish as well. The fish is really high quality here. I believe it's caught in the Adriatic Sea, which is in the north of the country, and in the south of the country, you've got the Ionian Sea. So here you've got the shops with all the designer clothes. I'll go in there later on, see if there's anything I want to buy. It says there's a 40% discount there outside, but you must negotiate when you go to these shops as well. Hello, hey man, hey. Hello. Turkish, there's a Turkish coffee shop there. Very nice indeed. And they sell all the designer copies here, like the bags and everything else. You can just see here on the left side. If you need a suitcase, you need some designer bags, Louis Vuitton, Gucci, Armani. They've got all the names here, and you'll be able to buy your copies here in terms of bags. Next door, they've got the trainers. You'll be able to buy the designer trainers here, all the names like Nike, Adidas, all the copies here. You know, like when you go to Sunny Beach in Bulgaria, when you go to Turkey, you can buy all the copies there as well. It's like that, very similar here for buying them. So at the end of this street, we get to the big roundabout. It's another one on the left side. If you need an extra bag to take home, it's no problem. There's plenty of places to buy your bags here as well. If you're lucky, you'll get the named one that you want. And I've noticed that there's a very high police presence in town. Lots of police officers walking all over town. I've seen them walking everywhere in town, so there's a lot of police walking around, a big police presence here in the city. So I've had 11 nights here in Albania. I've had a great time, and tomorrow I'm flying home to Krakow in Poland tomorrow. So it's nice. I've got an afternoon flight about 4 o'clock, so I've got the morning to have another look around. But yeah, it's been nice. It's been a nice holiday. But guys, you'll see all of my other tours from Albania on my channel, and you can subscribe for free at Travel with Col, and that's Col with a C-O-L, and you'll see all of my guided tours there from Durrës, Golem, Shkumbie Kavajës, from many other Balkan countries like Bulgaria, Montenegro. Thanks a lot guys, have a nice day, thank you, bye bye.